Hello and welcome. This is Tanya Brown, your spiritual business coach. And today I want to talk to you about the top secret that successful entrepreneurs have that they don't share is having a spiritual mentor. Here's the thing. So many of my clients, and I'm going to give a few, for example, to give you context to understand, well, why would you want one? Why would you need one? And I'm going to share with you why. One of my clients that I just adored, she was in Australia. And at the time, she contacted me, and I could feel from her energy she was stressed out. I mean, obviously, when you come to me, there's always an issue or a question or something on your mind. So she was one of the first clients I said to myself before I got on Skype with her that I want to feel what she's feeling. And the minute I said that I had trouble breathing, shortness of breath, it felt like a panic attack. It felt very anxiety driven. And I got on Skype with her and I said, look, I have no medical background whatsoever. Grey's Anatomy is the extent of my medical expertise. But when I connected with you, this is what I felt. And she said, I'm so gobsmacked that you said that because I've been feeling this way for 6 weeks, hoping that it was going to go away. And I said, again, not even a nurse. I'm sharing this with you because they want you to go to a doctor. And as we went further into the conversation and into the session, I started to pick up the reasons for her anxiety. It started to become clear. Now, here's the thing, just to kind of give you a little more background on her. She was stressed out because she was starting at the very start of creating a business. And when you're on social media and you're seeing everybody's highlight reel, you're starting to inadvertently do a comparison against what you're seeing from other people versus what's happening in your business and in your life. And in her instance, she was starting to get overwhelmed. Everybody else was going from 0 to 60, making, $1 million days. I know I'm exaggerating, but this is what they put out on social media. And she started to feel just uncertain, unclear, a waste of time. So when she came to me, I mean, obviously all these things, and I only knew this after getting on the phone with her. And picking up all this stuff and starting to see this as we were doing the session. And I started to share with her where I saw her going. I shared with her, we got off the medical stuff, the health related stuff, but I saw what was the reason for her anxiety and what she was constantly working on. And I saw her end game. And the thing was, I was able to share with her what I saw her currently working on and where I saw her going to be. So, and I remembered giving her this information and sharing with her the details, and we worked out a plan. And from that course, we worked together after that. But bottom line was, she had sent me a lovely message after the session because she ended up going to the doctor, and it was panic attacks, and they gave her medication. But what our conversation gave her the confidence and the clarity that she had the inkling of this is what I want to do, but it's not happening fast enough. It's not moving in that direction. But this person who does not know me, doesn't know a thing about me, that's literally on the other side of the world because she was in Australia. I'm on the East Coast of the United States. And she's like, how does she know this? How does she know what I'm feeling? And how does she know, where I'm going? The fact that I was able to validate for her her current situation without knowing anything about her, she felt confident that what I saw going forward was going to happen. And matter of fact, we worked together for a while, and I not reached out to her, she reached out to me, I would say 18 months later, and where I saw her going is where she was 18 months later. Now, it's not me doing anything. It's not me making things happen for you. I'm just sharing with you what I see. Same thing with a client. He had put on a list of, we come to the sessions with, your list of your topics of what you want to talk about. And I also have mine as well of what I'm picking up prior to getting on the phone or Skype or Zoom with you. And this one gentleman, he was in the Midwest, and he emailed me a list of subjects, and I'm reading through it. And I never forget, I got to a point where I just heard, he doesn't want to talk about any of those things. And it's like a little voice in my ear. And it's like, okay, what does he want to talk about? His love life. I look at the list, it's the last thing on the list. And again, these sessions, these mentoring sessions, it's about love, it's about life, it's about business, it's about everything. Because when you're in business and you're an entrepreneur, all these things have an effect on your psyche and on your mindset. And your mindset is the most effective tool to use in your business. Because especially when you're an entrepreneur, you have to keep yourself going and motivated. And when I saw that and I asked, when they're saying, well, that's what he wants to focus on, I'm like, okay, so what's going on in his love life? And I just heard he just broke up with somebody, but it's not over. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds incredibly cryptic. And I hate the elephant in the room. So when we got on the phone, I said, you just broke up with somebody, but it's not over. Even to my ears, it sounded like a question. He said, yeah, we're still living together. It's like, okay, now that makes sense. But the point is, they give me information to, I don't want to say disarm, but to help you feel comfortable with the conversation. Because you're talking to a stranger about things that are intimate, to things that are personal, things that are really close to your heart. And you want to ensure that the person that you're sharing these details with is somebody who is not a waste of your time. That gentleman specifically sent me an email right afterwards and said, had you not said what you said coming out of the gate, I was so uncertain that this was not only a waste of my time, but a waste of my money. And I had another situation on New Year's Eve. This was one of my favorites because it allowed us both to go into the new year in an amazing way. And this was pre-COVID, so I was able to see her in person, and that was exciting. And I'll never forget where I'm going to the place that we're meeting, and I'm asking my guides to give me an idea what I'm walking into, and they gave me a hit. And when I say a hit, it's like a download from my guides of messages, of visuals. Sometimes it's vocal. And in this instance, I just saw infidelity, infighting both sides, all this stuff. It was just like a cesspool of just toxic stuff. Now, I remember I go into the place to meet her, and we're meeting at this cute little coffee shop. And I see her in the corner, and I've never seen a person try to hide within themselves. And it was like she's had the hoodie on, shoulders up, and she was like trying to make herself smaller. And I saw her, I introduced myself, and then we got some coffee and went to sit down. And I started off, and again, with the uncomfortable thing in the room. And it's not always a bad thing. But the fact that I came out of the gate and I started to share with her what I got on, like, literally the walkover. It was like 5 seconds. And when I pointed out the things that I was getting, it resonated so clear with her that the hoodie came off, the shoulders went up, and she literally did a look around and she leaned in and started talking to me. And she sent me the most amazing email the next morning saying, thank you so much. This was the perfect way to start my new year. I know exactly what I need to do. You validated so many things for me. The fact that you knew certain things that I didn't share with anybody. But the point that I'm trying to make is, and I'm giving you context because the thing is, any client who goes to a spiritual mentor, a psychic, a clairvoyant, any spiritual entity, they are entrusting in that human being their gifts, their information, their privacy. And I take that very seriously. And I love coming to the table and giving them the answers that my guides or your guides or spirit wants them to know. So these are the reasons why I feel that spiritual mentoring is possibly the right thing for you. If any of this resonates with you and any of this you're like, yes, this is exactly what I need, then click the link below to schedule a call with me. Here's the thing. We are at the end of 2021. It took me a minute to figure out what year we're in. God, this year has just been like a blip. But we're at the end of 2021. And it's about just kind of getting insight and clarity. Some of you just want to know something positive that's going to happen down the road. Some of you just want to know that the next year is going to be better, or maybe their business is going to take off, or you just want some kind of tidbits or something. And that's all normal. We all want it. We're all looking for the bright side. I mean, I'll share with you, I do this because this is what I wanted when I first came out of the gate. I went to a couple of psychics back in the day, and they saw me doing exactly what I'm doing, you know. But the thing was, it was so sporadic and random that I didn't take it seriously. I honestly didn't. I mean, I think I've shared in other uh, stories that when I heard, you have a gift, I just thought they said this to everybody. Sometimes I felt that it was just a script and they were just like, yeah, yeah, okay, this, like, it resonated. It wasn't until they proved themselves. And when I say that, I mean in terms of the context that I gave you, how I gave these strangers tidbits and enough valid comments that they were, yeah, she knows about that, or yes, she knows about that. And it allowed them to let their wall down and feel comfortable, and confident that, no, she's not making this up, but that's the thing. It's like so many people come into this space with just curiosity, but they just want to get concrete information. And that being said, Spirit is never going to tell you every single thing. Cause people are like, okay, what's going to happen next week? It doesn't work that way. Astrologers can give a bit more specific details, but psychics, clairvoyants, mediums, not dates are not necessarily our forte. Sometimes we could say if we see it happening soon or down the road. I mean, I've had instances where I've said to clients, literally, if you opened your front door and you said they were out there, I wouldn't be surprised. A little weirded out because that's a little, strange, but the fact that they're that close. So timelines are kind of difficult, but other things, the facts remain, the information that we receive. So that being said, I hope you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe and don't forget to comment in the comment section because I would love to hear what is your experience with having a spiritual mentor and what would you need one for? Have you used one in the past? I would love to hear your comments. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. So you take care.